everyone. So if you were guessing we're going to do zombies, everybody kind of knows zombies. I wanted to do a few different things. I had to add red because it was the most popular deck at the PT and stuff, but we're going to do two versions of the energy counters shell. This one is the green-black version, right? You have your Fatal Pushes, your Winding Constrictors, cards that go great with Winding Constrictor like Nissa and Rishkar and Virtuous Gearhulk and Walking Ballista. Sylvan Advocate instead of Longtusk Cub, I think that's a mistake. And then also these Catacomb Sifters could be a mistake, right? You could have a little bit extra removal, you could have an extra Rishkar, you could have a Sylvan Advocate, stuff like that. No, Attune with Aether is a little weird. You could also have like Glint Sleeve Siphoners in the spot. You can have the 4th Gearhulk in the spot. You could have Bristling Hydras in the spot. I don't know if this is the standard list, but this is the list I've been given. Now, what is this deck good against? You have a pretty decent red matchup just because you can outrace them, right? Like, they go 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, you're at 10. All of a sudden, you play your big 3-drop, you have 2 4/4s, you block them, you play Virtuous Gearhulk, and you kill them. So, this deck races very, very well, gets up in a hurry. How good is the control matchup? Not great, I don't think, without Bristling Hydras, but it's still reasonable with the sideboard. Lots of Transgress, Dispossess, Lost Legacy, Gonti, things like that. It's not the best at grinding, but Walking Ballista really shows off in this deck, of course, with Winding Constrictor. This is a pretty decent version. Now, if I was to play this deck, I'd be a little more concerned about things like Godfarer's Gift, Approach of the Second Sun, and so I might play this version, the Sultai deck. Now, what advantages does the Sultai deck have? Well, nice that you ask. We got a bunch of counters here and a Nimble Obstructionist that's pretty bad. But most importantly, we are able to grind. No longer are we just dead to running out of gas against Teamer. We have the Scarab God, the King Daddy. Now, no Nisses in this deck. No Rishkars in this deck. No Sylvan Advocates in this deck, right? We go full Siphoner, Longtusk Cub, Winding Constrictor, really playing on that energy plus counters game plan. Scarab God to grind him out, a ton of removal spill, cut down 1 Fatal Push, 1 Grasp, no Oath of Nissa, just straight Attune with Aether because we do have the Longtusk Cubs and the Glint Sleeve Siphoners to take advantage. Do I think this deck is better than the other one? I don't know. I do think the mana is good enough. I do think Scarab God's really good in this metagame, and I think we need negates and Jace's Defeat against things like Approach and Godfarer's Gift and stuff like that. I think I would take out the Nimble Obstructionist for another negate. I think that would be my play probably. I like the Lost Legacy in here. I don't necessarily think this Dissenter's Deliverance has to be in here. A second Ronus could be really good, but I might just play 1 Virtuous Gearhulk. Virtuous Gearhulk's insane. I think not having one in this deck is a little crazy. I think we could also find room for a Nissa somewhere, maybe cutting a land, like cutting a land and a Dissenter's Deliverance for a Nissa and a Virtuous Gearhulk wouldn't surprise me. This is good against a lot of the same things. The other deck is good, but it's also good in the mirror, and it's better against control. So that's kind of where we are, right? We're basically playing blue to be better against control and to play Scarab God, which makes you better in the mirror and a little better against Teamer. Now, is this deck quite as good against mono red? That's kind of the issue. So as the format goes more away from mono red, you want to play more of a mid-rangey grindy deck like this. As the format goes more towards mono red, you want to play like the other green-black version. But anyways, thank you everybody so much for watching a fun few videos. Really appreciate all the love. Once again, twitch.tv/SamBot49. This is technically the last video in the series, but if you haven't seen a bunch of them, we went over red and 4-color Teamer and black-red midrange and blue-white approach. So any deck you want to see updated, my list, my current updated list, you can see that. You just got to click to the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Sam signing off.